A U.S. district judge has blocked the Trump administration from rolling back DACA, at least temporarily. That's the policy that protects young people brought to the country illegally as children. The decision comes as lawmakers negotiate broader immigration reform. Nancy Cordes has more.
Outrageous is the word the White House used today to describe the injunction imposed by San Francisco Judge William Alsup, who ruled that the administration made a mistake of law last fall when it decided to roll back the Obama-era DACA order, allowing so-called dreamers to go to school and find work without fear of deportation. Dreamers like Hector Suarez.
My DACA expires on January 21st, and that's in 11 days.
President Trump hit back at the ruling on Twitter, saying it just shows everyone how broken and unfair our court system is. But the judge wrote that the president's own past tweets, like this one, show he supports DACA protections, too. Does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really?
We're going to come out with DACA.
The White House was already dealing with DACA fallout after the president appeared to side with Democrats yesterday on how to solve the problem.
What about a clean DACA bill now?
I think a lot of people would like to see that.
Most Republicans insist any protections for dreamers must be paired with more border security.
I'm not going to support just doing DACA by itself.
By today, Mr. Trump was back on the same page.
It's got to include the wall. We need the wall for security.
It's still unclear how the Department of Homeland Security plans to handle the judge's ruling, whether and when it will start accepting DACA applications again. What is clear, Elaine, is that after several false starts, there is now new urgency for a permanent legislative fix.
Well, Nancy, will Judge Alsup's injunction prevent the Trump administration from rolling back the policy in the long run?
Well, that is our understanding based on this 49-page ruling. However, the Department of Homeland Security, which operates the DACA program, could slow walk its response. It could try to skirt the ruling in some ways. And so we're still waiting to see exactly what they're going to do. According to the judge's order, he's saying this has to be nationwide and that the Trump administration simply wasn't within its rights to abandon the program for legal reasons, because he said there is no proof that the order that was first issued by President Obama is illegal. So he's not necessarily saying that there aren't problems with the DACA order. He's just saying that there's no indication yet that there's anything to the Trump administration's stated reason for getting rid of it, which was that it was a constitutional overreach and therefore illegal. And so now a lot of people are in limbo because their understanding is that they will have to now be allowed to apply for DACA status, but they haven't gotten any information from the Department of Homeland Security, which is clearly still processing this new legal decision.
Well, President Trump has appeared to waver on his opinion on DACA, as you noted in your piece. Do we know how that is affecting Republicans and Democrats as they try to come to terms on this issue?
It certainly muddies the conversation because at times he has been extremely sympathetic to the so-called dreamers and has said they should be allowed to stay. They need legal status. He wants to do something right away. And at other times, he has taken the standard Republican line, which is that they are seeking a legislative fix, at least among Republican leadership. That they don't speak for all Republicans, some of whom believe that these young people came to the country illegally and therefore should get no special benefits. But Republican leadership has been pretty clear that they are in favor of a legislative fix as long as it includes money for border security, because they believe otherwise you're simply going to have a new problem 2 years from now as people feel emboldened to bring their young children into the country. So there was a new plan, Elaine, that was unveiled on Wednesday by a group of House Republicans that would provide legal status for Dreamers, but would also spend about $30 billion on the border wall that the president is looking for, and also other forms of border security. And it would also crack down on so-called chain migration, where family members of people who have immigrated here legally have special preferences. That is something that is sure to be controversial among Democrats, but it is at least a step forward in this conversation, and it's a big change from what we've seen in the last couple of months, where there are a lot of Republicans who would prefer just to sort of delay this conversation because there are no easy answers. Now it's clear that they can't keep delaying because the legal and political problems are just too pressing.
All right, Nancy Cortez on Capitol Hill for us. Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.